What's good? Just wanted to give y'all a heads up that this episode was recorded in two parts. My boy Demarcus jumped on the podcast about a month or so ago to talk about a lot of the things he was working on as far as investing in properties and his journey with that. Then the second half of the episode, I got my boy David back to come drop more gems, with his credit repair service and just some key talking points that he wanted to share with y'all as far as information that y'all need to know. So just wanted to give y'all a heads up, and now we start the show. Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Henny Nights podcast. As always, I'm your host, your brother Jay White, coming to you live from Kazi Society in the heart of downtown St. Louis. If you ever thought about starting your own podcast, Kazi Society has all the equipment and everything that you need to start a podcast on your own or with your friends. They have the soundboard, they have the equipment. If you want to do visual, they have the ring light set up. You can record in here. Basically, they're going to show you how to set up the podcast and basically how to do the format of your show so you're off on them running and good to go. Also, it is a co-working space. So if you have to put together a meeting, you can do that here at Kazi. If you want to do a launch for your product, or you just need a space to get away from home or your office to do work quietly, or just a change of setting, Kazi Society can do that for you as well. Make sure you check them out on all social media platforms. That's KAZISOCIETY. That's Kazi Society on all social media platforms. And of course, it's owned by a black woman. Shout out to Jamie for putting this down here in downtown St. Louis. Next, Henny Nights merch. Make sure you check out the show notes. There'll be a Linktree link there. You click on that, it'll take you to the Henny Nights merch. You can get your tees, your crew necks, your masks, whatever you want, Henny Nights wise, you can go to that link. So make sure you check out that link. It's always going to be in the show notes. Also, I'm thinking about bringing the Henny Gang jerseys back as well. So if you want one of those, just tap in with me. I'll go through a different party to make those. So just hit me up and let me know that you want them, and I'll see about going to get you one. So just want to put that out there. Now, I got my boy in the building with me. Long time coming. Got a lot of dope things coming, and he wanted to come down and just talk about what he got going. Some investments,
facts,
some opportunities, some things he's working on. Of course, he's from the crib as always, but I'll allow him to go ahead and introduce himself to the Henny Nights family. You feel me?
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Demarcus Jackson, a.k.a. co-owner of Jackson Investments, LLC.
There you go. There you go. You heard it. Talking his shit, man. But no, I had to get bro on. He's been wanting to come on, and he's doing a lot of dope stuff. Like this episode specifically is just like, financial literacy and starting your own and building your own and everything like that. And he's been being an example of that for a long time. So it's important to get him in here to talk about that. But what's up, bro? He actually just getting off work.
No, I gotta go back.
Oh shit, you gotta go back? You not off?
Nah, one of the doors that we just got for a property.
That work. So okay, got you. My bad.
I gotta go deliver that so it can be put on.
Work don't stop.
No, not at all.
Work don't stop at all. But yeah, man, go ahead and talk about how you for one, who you are, and how you got to this point. Then we'll go into how you got into properties and flipping houses and things like that.
Okay. So who I am is a child of God. Let's start there. Thank God for everything.
Yes, sir.
I am a husband. I am a father. I am an entrepreneur. I am a journeyman electrician with IBW Local 1. So, also a real estate investor, Airbnb owner.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
you everywhere with it.
Into everything right
everywhere
now.
With it. So what got you into like the real estate game and buying homes and flipping those properties and things like that? Because it kind of works in hand with what you do as far as being an electrician.
Oh yeah.
So you was like, oh yeah, I already got skin in the game. So like, what if I did this? So how did that happen?
So it initially started off with just a a friend of my father's who used to flip. So, you know, growing up, if you see anybody driving a Porsche or anything like that, they're either a doctor or a drug dealer. Or they're in the NBA or something like that. But we ain't had no NBA players besides Larry Hughes. So it's either one of the two. But he was the only person I knew outside of that. He did real estate. So when the Chrysler 300 came out on 20s, had it. Had the brand new Hayabusa, had the dope home, awesome family, all of that. So it came from real estate. So he showed me a little bit, didn't get too much into it. But he ended up passing like 2 years ago. But, you know, outside of that, me and Jasmine just watching, you know, home improvement shows or whatever. Found an opportunity.
Jasmine is his wife.
Yeah, Jasmine Jackson, aka co-owner of Jackson Investments.
Yeah,
LLC.
there you go.
But yeah, her father had a situation where he wanted to get into and he needed some help. So he wanted some young blood. We had the ideas, came in. That deal didn't really work out for us, but still got a little bit of profit of it. But that's where we got our feet wet, got in the door, and then kicked it down.
Yeah, so what are some of the, I guess you want to say, hurdles or challenges that y'all having encountered as far as just getting into that? Because I know you both came, like you said, you're an electrician, and she came from a different accounting background for y'all finally to be like, you know what, how about we just go into business for ourselves? You know, and that, like I said, you encounter hurdles. Not everybody, but, you know, the big thing is being, you know, an entrepreneur and working for yourself and like, oh, set my own schedule. But like now, like the pendulum swung all the way there. And now I think it's starting to swing back to be like, hey, this shit is hard. You know what I'm saying? So what was some of the things, the catalyst for that and some of the hurdles that y'all encounter as far as, you know, just stepping into it and, you know, with everything that comes with it?
So personally, just getting out of your own way is the biggest step. So, you know, if you're going to be your biggest critic as far as doubting yourself, not thinking you can get this, or, you know, and that translates into what you actually have as far as money in the bank, your credit score, you know, just that whole mindset is just crushing. And don't let you start telling people, oh, I want to do this. Because they're like, well, you know, that's hard to get into and, you know, you need this, but they've never done it before.
Right.
So, you know, just honestly, man, if you want to stay on your grind, keep it to yourself for a little bit, or even just ask for help of somebody that's doing it, we're open books when it comes to this thing. So everything is shareable. Nothing is concrete to the point where we have to get all of this money to ourselves. We're not that kind of people. We can't grow if we don't share. But, yeah, as far as getting your credit score up, you know, I was watching a comedy show yesterday and they made jokes as far as about, you know, our parents putting bills and stuff in our name and ruin our credit score before we even teenagers. That's real. I went through that. So that's a large hurdle. When you actually get into the game, business credit. So using someone else's money and leveraging that to buy you whatever you want, whether it's getting into the real estate business, getting a credit card with a lot of money on there. So you're not just coming out of your pocket for stuff. That's big. So we run into contractors all the time. It's like, yeah, I used to flip homes and I did everything cash. There's no reason to do everything cash because you're taking 100% of, you know, the fail. If you were to go under or couldn't sell it for what it was worth or get your money back, like you're eating all that cost. Versus hard money lending. Write that down. Hard money lending is the way to go. That's the way that we prefer to go. As far as leveraging someone else's money, you know, of course they get a percentage of, you know, what they buy for and whatnot. Every month is what you're paying them. And, you know, a little bit of closing costs and whatnot. But I would rather go through them and get $100,000 property, put $50,000 into it, of their money, of course.
Right.
And, you know, at the end, you get all of that when you sell it. Or if you were to fail, you got a small investment in that versus you eating 150 grand. And you starting all over. And or not starting at all again because you're like, your butt hurt about it.
Yeah. David, who is also going to be on this episode too, he talks a lot about that. Getting, like you said, not using your money, but basically having access to someone else's, and basically, I'm going to take that and then put it into my investments or property. He's into property too, whatnot, and flipping it that way. And I think a lot of people, we don't, like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I'll keep it a buck. like that was him telling me that was the first time I heard that, and then hearing you also doing it, I was like, damn. So as far as the information goes, like, was that just like trial and error, or y'all just really sat down like, all right, we really gonna have to research this and figure this out? And basically, it's a cheat code, essentially.
It really is.
Yeah. So,
and Jasmine is the mastermind
with the counting. Yeah.
And she did the research, so she did the groundwork, and we were going for wholesaling. You just get the property, sell it to somebody else who wants to renovate it for a little bit of higher price, and you pocket the cash that way. We were trying to do that, and it just didn't fold out for us. But we ended up getting our first property, flipping that thing. That's right in the middle of COVID too. When COVID hit, when we had our first property. Is when everybody had to stop working, and it just got real tight. But we ended up turning that around, and that was our biggest profit, honestly. What was the second part of the question?
No, I was just saying, how did you go about getting the information? But it makes sense with her having an accounting background,
not sleeping.
Yeah.
She was pregnant at the time, so she did nothing but research. Nothing but research about pregnancies, having healthy babies, what could happen, this and that, and then how to start your business. Getting the LLC. How to flip homes, what's the process as far as going in there, tearing stuff out, what you're going to put in first, who needs to be paid, how to keep that money revolving, all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's a lot of downtime. Was this was during COVID too that she was doing that, or beforehand?
That was beforehand.
Okay.
So, I guess when COVID actually hit across seas, it's kind of like when we were looking for a property.
Yeah.
In the middle of 19. And then at the end, we got the property in December. And by, I think, February or March, it was in St. Louis. So everybody was
shut down.
95s were gone and all of that crap.
Yep. Shut it all down. So I had a question. It literally just slipped my mind. Oh, okay. So when you're looking at properties, what are... You don't have to give all your secrets or tricks of the trade. That's like something like that. But as far as like when you look at a property, what are some of the things that you're like, okay, it needs to have this, or it needs to be here, or here? What goes into that aspect? So
redlining is still a real thing as far as property value goes. So that's what you want to look at. But when you're looking at certain neighborhoods, so you want Clayton, you want Lindenwood, you want, Rock Hill, which is where our first one was, but you're going to pay a lot of money for a little bit of house. And it's honestly best to just go towards neighborhoods that are up and coming. So like the South Side, a lot of people want to live on the South Side. A lot of people don't care to have a really big yard and do all of that maintenance and stuff like that. So the one we have now is currently a 2-family, it's a multifamily. But yeah, as far as looking at the neighborhood, if you find a house, whatever price it is, I go to Zillow, I check the lot lines, and the lot lines will tell you what this house is worth next door, what this house is worth, spread out to see what's being sold for whatever price. And if it's looking good from that aspect, then I'll dive back into it. But if not, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy this house for $20,000, put 120 into it, make it look perfect, and it not being worth what I just put into it. It doesn't make sense. But a goal, an aspiration of mine is to have an own neighborhood. So I can go into a neighborhood, make one house, 2 houses, 3, 4, and it just keeps going up. And, we're going to bring that property value up. So, which is what we did in the second to last flip, which was on Texas Avenue in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. So we were looking for comps when we were comparable places so we can base our price off of theirs. So it was either too low or it was too high. So we set our price, and when we sold it, it was like, okay, that's cool. But when we were just looking at houses before we bought this one, we looked for comps, and we were the comp. We were the highest comp in that area. So I was like, okay, so y'all right. Our work trying to
yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears when it is, bro. But yeah, just finding that place, it doesn't really matter where it is, but because if you want to keep it for a rental, whole different story. If you want to flip it, that's when you really need to look at where it's at, how much it's going to be worth, what it was worth last year, taxes, all of this stuff plays a part. You know, who's buying in the area? Do you want 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms? You know, not a lot of people will buy a 1 bedroom, 1 bath house. It's just too small. It's no growth there. But if they're a bachelor, you know, who cares?
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah. So with the market being the way it is, you know, people are nervous to get out there. But if people really want to buy something, they're buying it. They just, it is what it is.
Now is the best time to get into it. I mean, everything's selling for above what it's actually worth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all the podcasts that I've heard as far as, you know, all of the prices being too high, house not even being valued that high, or the material, and people being under on their payments off the jump, it's crazy.
Yeah. And that's basically what everyone says as looking for a house when doing research and things like that. So outside, have you noticed any trends outside of it? Either, you know, you mentioned the materials that go into it, like it's high because scarcity or whatnot, or you know, I shouldn't say people like that, but like you said, houses are costing or appraised for more what they are.
Gas, everything's going up.
Right.
So everything's going up, but for the most part, when people get paid, it's staying the same. So it's not matching out. It's not leveling. Even though the minimum wages went up, we still been way under that. So, that's the trend that I see, is that, you know, they want a lot more for this property, or, you know, people that got bread will pay more for that property because they want it, and leave other people out. As far rent prices are going up,
don't even.
Yeah, rent is going up everywhere.
Don't even tell me about that.
Yeah, the income is not matching.
Yeah. The cost of everything is going up, but we're not being paid to match the fact that everything is going up in cost, which is, trust me, I know, because I'm in the process of looking for a place, and like, you know, things that I want, like an apartment, things like that. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. And then you get hit with the price and you're like, bruh, like, just because I can pay it don't mean I want to pay it, and I know y'all getting over. But
I told you, go ahead and buy the loft, bro. Just buy the loft.
What? Who buy the loft? No, but
look, bro. So if you're gonna pay, they're gonna ask you to pay $1,400 for that loft.
Okay.
That loft is only valued at $95,000 to $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's a $450, $500 a month note.
Mm-hmm.
You saving money, and you're like, it's going to be equity in that home. I mean, especially if you get it on Wash Ave. Wash Ave is just building more apartments, more businesses coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's moving downtown too, not towards the county.
Yeah, they moving. Yeah,
something to think of. You got to weigh your pros and your cons.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely want to start owning more things. So with this property, if it works out for us, we definitely want to keep it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a plan of yours. Like,
that money has to work out.
Yeah.
It has to be more valuable to keep this over time.
Yeah.
And, you know, not necessarily hit our credit too hard, and keep a monthly income coming in that's worth more than the loan itself. So if that makes sense, then we would keep it, versus just pocketing that whatever lump sum that we would get.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Y'all ever thought about properties outside of Missouri?
Yes.
How's that looking?
We haven't researched too much, but man, cities like Detroit, where it's not a lot of people right now, a whole bunch of people moved away.
Yeah.
Places like that are starting to go up. Austin, Texas is where we have our Airbnb. Austin is doing nothing but building more than Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Atlanta supposedly just passed the 2 Airbnb per person.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Why is y'all doing this stuff? It was hard enough to try and get one down there, which we couldn't, because they're all being bought up, or it just doesn't seem like it's worth the effort. I don't care for having one out of state either, because I'd rather be able to check on it. I'd rather be able to go down there and kick somebody out if I need to. But it's an experience for sure, and we have a bunch of fun going down to Texas.
Yeah, I'm going down. Going down this week. So I'm already knowing. When I was in Dallas last year, that's all I saw was just development. And it's just like, I'm anxious to see what it looks like just within a year's time. or whatnot. But yeah, you know, E. Clay down there in Dallas. Like a bunch of people from St. Louis are down there in Texas in general. Yeah. Whether it be new development, like my older sister moved down there and bought a house. You know, like, yeah, that's where I want to be at. So yeah, it's a lot of opportunity and things like that. I definitely saw the thing about Atlanta, like you can only have 2 Airbnbs. You got to have like a permit or something like that, and something else.
And you got to stay in one. One has to be your actual residence.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Because I have a homie who has an Airbnb, just one though, down there, and I don't know if she was looking to buy another one or not. She's a traveling nurse and getting to that bread, so she's able to do that. So okay,
yeah, if you could tap into that field if you get an Airbnb and just only get traveling nurses in there, that money's going to come on time every time. You don't have to worry about booking it out, because you know they're staying for 3 or 4 months. So that's every quarter. If you get a new nurse, done.
Yeah, passive income, people.
Right.
Passive
that's
income.
The goal.
Yeah, that's a big goal. So we're gonna step away from that real quick. Music, my guy.
What's up?
Music. You do a little something.
Do a little something.
Little something. What were some of your influences as far as growing up? Because we come from, I'll make it sound like we so old. We come from the same era type shit. But we come from, you know, going to party era, dancing ass people era and stuff like that. So we have a lot of influences that just, you know, resonate with us and contributed to who we are today. But with you doing music, like as a passion and things like that, what were some of your influences growing up?
I guess I can go back. So I can do 3. And as far as age-wise, it would be Michael Jackson, of course. My last name's Jackson. Come on now. 2 would be Tupac. So when my dad heard me rapping, that's the only time I could curse. So he was like, yeah, you can only curse if you rapping. Fuck you claim.
Yeah, went ham.
Yeah, so that was okay. My mom didn't mind. I could curse then. And then as far as growing up, it was Kanye West. College Dropout was dope. And then, you know, after he lost his mom, and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, all of that stuff, I definitely dove into that. I lost my mom as well, so just connected. So he's the greatest of all time in my eyes. Even though he be wilding sometimes, I ain't gonna call him crazy. That's disrespectful. But you know, he has different views and whatnot. But yeah, that's definitely who. Yeah, love his production. Yeah, almost all songs. The songs that he got on with Pusha T on his new album. Yeah. Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, Push.
I like Pusha album. Yeah. I like the Pusha album. Yeah, I was riding to it on Friday.
Yeah, bro. As soon as it dropped, I was 4 times straight back to back. Like,
yeah.
This is nice.
That's a black parent thing though. You can only cuss when you listen to this.
Right.
Or rapping this. Putting restrictions on me. Cause I remember growing up, like my mom used to buy the clean versions of CDs.
Oh, man.
So I was young. I had to be like 9 or 10. Maybe 11, 12. Whenever Country Grammar came out. So that was like 2000, right? 2000, 2001, maybe?
Right.
Or 99, 2000. And she bought the clean version of Country Grammar. And like, I would go to class and people were rapping a different version. So I'm trying to join in. And like,
I almost got the clean version.
Yeah, I'm rapping a totally different, because the high shit, it sounds completely not like tone wise, but he says different shit than the clean version. And like, here I am rapping the clean version. They rapping the unedited version. So I remember like going to tell my mom like, can you please start buying? Please start buying the dirty versions of these CDs, because like I look like a cornball, bro. Like, right. Yeah, I could listen to Big Willie style all day because he don't curse, but like I'm trying to like mesh and get along with my peers,
right?
And you got me out here, you know, rapping the clean version of a Country Grammar, bro. So like, help me out, win me some cool points, but. Yeah, man, that's black parents for you, for sure. But yeah,
As far as the music goes, I definitely want to get more into it. I'm just so busy right now. But I got one song. I'll let probably around 20, 30 people hear it. Even some people that are artists, that were artists, and they all love the track. Just I need to finish it. Same thing I was talking about before is like just being your biggest critic, having doubt. It's all in my head.
Yeah, you just gotta put it out there.
Right. Jasmine don't think I can rap for real, but I put a
it be your own.
I embarrassed her though. Like so it was like a poetry thing. And then what did they play? Real girls get down on the floor.
Deborah Banner. Yeah.
They played the instrument. It was like, anybody wanna?
Oh, you got up there?
I got up there. And I think I did damn good to just be freestyling. By the way, freestyling is when you come off of the dome and you actually, you're creative with your words, not something that you wrote down and practiced for weeks before you come into the booth. It's not the same.
It's an art. It's an art.
Yeah, for sure.
I admire people that can do that. Me, nah. I'm coming up with something that I may not use. Yeah. But it's gonna sound fire,
right? That beat ain't gonna match.
And you probably, you probably might never hear from again. Well, burnt that one. Can't use that one. But yeah, I admire people that can do that just off the off the dome. It's an art to that, and it takes practice for sure. Yeah, definitely, most definitely. So, you also a hooper.
Oh yeah, you my point guard, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, let's go.
There you go. You been watching the playoffs?
Yes, I have, man. Tatum, Celtics is killing
STL,
it.
big STL.
Yeah.
Big STL vibes.
They is killing it, man. The Warriors looking real good. I don't know about Phoenix right now. They need Devin. They need Book.
Yeah, that game last night. So when y'all are hearing this, it'll probably be like around, we should be deep into the second round by this point, by the time y'all hear this one. Maybe close to the conference finals. But at this current moment, Warriors look good. Definitely. Tatum, it has elevated. Mm-hmm. Tatum is in that discussion now.
He's
getting better.
That, though.
Yeah.
It's just his team. Like, you got to stay healthy.
Yeah. Your
coach got to be doing his job. Like, everything is clicking for them right now, and they're on a roll. So I say Celtics and Warriors in the finals.
See, I'm a person of like, you gotta prove it to me. So like, until I see the Suns lose that series, I'm gonna ride with them. I do think they run eventually will face the Warriors, and then it's a crapshoot at that point. So, and then from the East, I think I'm always gonna ride with the Heat because I'm a Heat fan.
I'm a D Wade fan.
Yeah,
not a Heat fan anymore.
Yeah,
let that man go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a different. Yeah, they didn't want to pay that man because they think he had anything to give.
Sacrificed millions.
Yeah. So, and I was a D Wade. I'm always be a D Wade fan, but that was like one of the primary. I watched Tim Hardaway and Lonzo, and then they were trash for a minute. Then they got Odom, and then they got Butler, and then they got Wade. And Wade was like, yeah, bro, his play style, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of hung around because they never really were like trash, right? Like they have a season where it's like, and then they get right back to that point. So I think I can see Heat beating. I was going to say the 49ers. The 76ers. Because I think the 76ers put away the Raptors tonight.
We'll see.
We will see. I think they can do it though. But then when they get to the Heat, I don't know. That's gonna be a damn good series. Yeah. But I can see, and then you got Giannis, of course. So it really.
They don't have
Middleton.
Yeah. That's a wrap.
But they'll play
going against a better team than what they're going against right now.
Oh, they'll play Boston. Yeah, they'll get Boston if they win that series. That's right. Huh. Yeah, that's gonna be a damn good series too. I mean, I'm gonna ride for the crib always. So yeah, if you got there, you walk up to me and be like, Celtics gonna be the Bucks. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna ride for the crib regardless. You know, they playing like they could go there. You know, so like you said, Jason is playing at a phenomenal level, putting KD in hell. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I can see that. I can see Warriors, Suns, Celtics, Heat for sure. And then it's a crapshoot for me at that point. So we'll see.
Yes, we shall.
We'll see, man. But yeah, before you get out of here, drop your socials for them.
My social.
Yeah.
Social media.
If they want to ask you questions, because you, like you said, I'm always sharing information.
Man, so it's all open for me. So name again is Demarcus Jackson. Instagram is FlyDopeness, FLYDOPENESS. And yeah, man, that's the main thing I'm on. If I'm going to post anything, it's going to be on Instagram right now. Mm-hmm. No Twitter, Facebook maybe, but Facebook I'm not active for real.
Yep. There you go. So yeah, make sure y'all tap in. If y'all have any questions pertaining to, you know, real estate, investment properties, Airbnbs, everything like that, yep. Hit him up. Like you said, he's happy to be a resource. So we need more people like that. We don't need people gatekeeping information. No. So make sure y'all lock in with him, man. But appreciate you coming on the show. He finna go back to work.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, man, it don't stop.
Back to work. And yeah, man, once we wrap up the playoffs and stuff like that, we have to spin the block. I gotta do like a straight up all sports episode. So
that'd be dope.
You and a couple other homies have to get in here. We just have to talk sports.
Phil gonna go off.
Phil. Yeah, man. But I want to do that. I've been wanting to do that for a minute, you know. But just got to figure out when we can do it. But yeah, it'll be hella funny. So I got to do that. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, make sure y'all tap in with him. And next, I got the homie David pulling up, and he's gonna talk about more investment opportunities, talking about credit, business credit, all those type of things, and giving y'all cheat codes too. So make sure y'all continue to lock in. Yo, we back, and now I got my broski, my Brody, the one and only David Williams is back in the studio with me, and he's here to drop some more gems on y'all, man. He did. Yes, it's been a minute. It's crazy how time flies. But he's back. He has more gems for you in regards to finances and credit and all those important things. Keeping with the theme of the episode, two-parter with Demarcus, who's speaking about property and investing as well. I wanted to get David in here. What's up, bro? How you been?
I've been good, man. Surviving in a hard time, bro. So just thanking God that we still able to be blessed to doing what we're doing.
Facts. So David, you know, launched the book. He's been helping clients here and there. Follow him on Instagram, man. The testimonials and the things that people are now accomplishing because of the information that he's aware about and knows and feels like he wants to share with everybody has really, really been beneficial to everyone. And you just got back from Vegas not too long ago, right?
My first business conference, man. Shout out to him 500, Marcus Barney. Mm-hmm. He the one who really educated me and turned up the light that was inside of me to show me this financial literacy. So that's my mentor, man. So I gotta salute him first. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, I heard you on the radio. I was riding around this past Sunday, and like Karan Bolden and Megan have a radio show that comes on Sunday that's you know, based about things that's going on in the St. Louis area and whatnot. So I'm riding a quick trip, and I'm like, hold up, bro, this voice sound familiar. And then you were talking about credit points and just things that are in your book and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's my boy David out here, man. Yep. Shaking and moving. So with that being said, before we got on air, we were speaking before I pressed record here. And the big thing now is, like, obviously everything is going up with inflation. You know, we were talking about gas. You were talking about how much gas you have to buy for your trucks and things like that. We were talking about the price of food going up. We were talking about apartment prices are going up, and people simply aren't making the requisite amount of money to sustain. You should be able to have an affordable lifestyle. You should be able to have a nice place, have a nice home, have a nice car, and not worry about if you're going to be able to eat the next day. But everything seems to be going up. And then the big word that's being thrown around right now is recession. So with everything that you know, your knowledge and everything, and you're looking at the landscape and you kind of, predict, all right, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. What are some of the things that you are seeing like, yeah, it seems like we're heading that way. What do we need to be prepared for? What do we need to do?
I mean, number one, like I was taught, I'm always say the stock market is the biggest indicator as to where we are right now in this economic calamity. So, obviously seeing that it's just based off of simple colors, red and green. If you look at the market right now, it's predominantly red. So, but, depending on the mindset of that person, you either see that as blood in the water or you see that as a time to get out. You know what I'm saying? And this is what right now, this is how you know that we're separating those two people. Because right now, the most thriving companies that we all have iPhones, we all got Microsoft, we all have these products, right? Even if you're driving a Tesla, right? But they're suffering right now and I'm talking as a business, right? So when you look at the market and see that, I mean, if they're doing the best and doing the worst right now, then I'm concerned about everybody that's like me, that's not Apple, Microsoft, right? So I'm feeling like my due diligence right now is to continue to work on me, because as we all in this individual circle of life find our niche so that we can make a bigger impact by working together, I'm seeing that right now we probably are in the beginning of the recession at the minimum, if we're not probably in the second quarter. So what that means is, if you don't have financial control of your life right now, like, it's not what you look like, it's not, what you say, it's literally how you move with your money. Doesn't matter how much money you make. It's not about, any of that. It's really having control over your financial situation, because right now everybody's feeling the squeeze. You know what I mean? So the goal is right now, one way you can take financial control of your situation is starting with your credit. And I'm now living testimony of that. So
Yeah. And then, like I said, you just came back from Vegas. What was that like? What is, if you are comfortable with some of the things you learned that were like, okay, where I see where we're going. I see this is making sense or whatever. And that allowed you to build upon, your book that you launched as well, and just helping other people. What are some of those things that you were able to take away from your time out there?
Man, number one, Vegas is always fun. I love the West Coast.
Right.
But man, the conference was so it was so life-changing in Dunlap. And it just was refreshing for him to touch on the stock market and just how basically when people talk about they don't have opportunities, it's just really, it's not that there is no opportunity. You just don't know enough to actually execute something, right? So what that means is from 2010 to 2020, Apple has literally, and I want to be fact checked. So if you're listening, fact check me. I think it is a 1,159% up. So in a decade, which we have all been alive, right? I think I was 22?
Yeah.
So we was all, but what were we doing? We had the opportunity. We didn't know enough, right? And that's no crutch to us now. I mean, it's just to show that even if you pay attention to the monthly, to the day-to-day of Apple, in one decade that we have all been alive and witnessed that is now past us, 1,000% gain is, I mean,
it's been had.
I think we would all be comfortable if we would have put our eggs in that basket. Obviously, Apple is still thriving right now in the worst time. So that was one of them. But if I take you in the world of, just mindset, listening to Myron Golden, my buddy Marvin, Neil Davis, just having them hammer on, I would probably say one of the biggest things outside of just talking about credit was the mindset. It was showing you that there's 4 levels of value. Myron Golden hammered on that, and I was blown away because he showed that the implementation stage is what you do to get what you get. and that means you have to work for something. And the implementation stage salary started and is like from $0 obviously to like 80,000. And so that means that if you were on the path of building wealth, if you're at the implementation stage, by law, you know, that's the lowest form of value. And so when you look at life, the people who are thriving are the people who provide the most value. Mm. And value is something that, think of it like this. If I gave you $1 and you gave me $1, ain't no value, right? Mm. But if you gave me $1 and I was like, here go 100, how many times did you give me $1? Every time you saw me, right?
Right.
And guess what? I'm not even selling nothing. It's just you see the value. Like, bro, I get this dude $1, I get 100 back. Mm-hmm. So that means if you gave me another $1 and I give you $10,000, bro, you'll come back, right? The value is the fact of what you get out of it, to the point where you don't even care about spending your money. That's value. Mm-hmm. But people don't provide value. So basically what that means is your level of life is, I believe, and I'm breaking this down as to how I interpreted it, from just sitting in the rooms with them, it's based on your level of value. So if you need to increase that, and I can't remember some of the other ones right off the top, but implementation really hit home for me because, you know, when I do my 10-year challenge, like most people do on social media, I was in that implementation stage. I was in that $0 to $80,000 range, and I thought I was balling. Mm-hmm. You know, COVID, 2020 really leveled me mentally to show me how much I needed to learn. And I thank God that I'm in a position to invest and keep investing in that knowledge, because I mean, I wouldn't know what the hell I'd be doing right now if I didn't, invest this money in what I've done, mentorships. Mm-hmm. That's really what it is, having guidance. So, I mean, that's just a little bit of what we talked about in the rooms. And
yeah.
Bro, it was outside of that, bro, Meek Mill performed. We was at Dre's. I mean, I was blown away by that being a financial literacy business conference and how much fun we had. It was, bro.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back. I think next year's like Madison Square Garden, so It's gonna be lit.
Okay, you're gonna be on the East Coast this time. Yeah, it sounds like you learned a lot of valuable information. So, in regards to what you do, excuse me, in regards to what you do, like I said, you launched the services, you launched the book and things like that. Even with that and working with the clients you work with, or there's still things that you have learned that you were like, oh, I didn't anticipate running across this, but now that I know this, we're going to add this to the playbook.
Man, look, so many times, right? Like, so, I started, the first year I invested in financial literacy mentorship was, I think it was like early 2021. And, at the time, I had no idea of the information that I had even processed in that first month. And then from that first month till today, dog, watch this. If I told people that if you've ever paid a debt collector, if you've ever paid it, and I mean paid it with the intention for them to remove it off your credit report, which I'm gonna just volunteer first. I've done that. I've done that actually.
Me too.
I'm not counting, but I've done that a lot. If you've ever done that, did you know that there is a law? There's a law that is your God-given right. It's the FCRA laws that I always talk about that can actually reverse that to where you actually get your money back.
No.
Exactly. And so the one thing I was saying earlier is a lot of times when, like, I was in the implementation stage in my 10-year decade, so I'm new to this success of these next levels where I'm creating more value in my life by investing in information, because I'm able to move at a faster pace to get the result. And that's why I went from the book to now releasing the automated company to where my team will now do it. So okay. I'm excited about that. But if you didn't catch that, if you ever paid for a debt, and you had the intent to get it removed off your credit report, look up 15 USC 1692H and tell me about that.
Ain't that a bitch?
All facts. All facts, no cap.
Facts. I've done that plenty of times because I'm like, I just want to go on. Yep. I just want to go on or whatnot, and I didn't know that. You also dropped the gem on your story today, too,
which
about medical.
Yes.
Medical bills that may pop up on your report and your history and things like that.
Yep.
So that's a good one too. I didn't know that one. So I'm going to wait. Now that I know that, For me personally, I'm just gonna wait until
that's it.
To July.
That's
but
it.
Yeah, go ahead and share that with them.
So the slight flex to this is that now I dropped that video probably months ago. So I was already trying to toss out some free hey, I think everybody need to know this, right? I had to re-drop it today because it's getting close to July, right?
Yeah.
And I know I've been dealing with a lot of my clients right now that's been having a lot of medical issues, and I'm like, man, they over here should I pay? Should I pay? And I always tell them no. Comfortably, I tell 99% of my clients that work with me, no. They're just save that money, right? So basically what that means is I believe it is the credit bureaus that are trying to partner and work with these insurance agencies that report the debt, as in collections. And right now, since we're in such an economic crisis, they're trying to do whatever they can to not crush and continue to hurt the consumer, which is us, the day-to-day people, right? So when you think about that, it's really important for us to know that just because they solicit you for a debt, and I could jump into another law, but it just does not mean that you have to pay that debt. And there's laws that, as over time. So, for example, we all have the FCRA exposable to everybody as in their household. It's free on Google. Just download it, right? But do you really want to go through all those thousands of pages?
Probably not.
That's the reason for working with somebody like me.
Yeah.
And because I've done it so repetitiously, I'm now executing it at a higher level with late payments. I'm working with people recently through divorce or whatever the case may be. I haven't really seen a credit report that I cannot work with. You know what I mean? So if you out there understand that the debts that the medical collections are trying to hold to you, they're actually working with a lot of agencies to help to not suppress that, or if they can, report it at a much later date to help you out.
Got you. Keep that one in the tuck because I am going to hire this man, and we gonna get this right. I got stuff I gotta accomplish here, man.
Let's go.
Especially in these uncertain times as well. But I see you jotting some other stuff down here too.
Man, look, I'm always taking notes.
Taking notes down here too. What are some other things that you want to share with the Henny Nights audience as well?
Man, since you gang,
I
gotta talk some spice into it.
Let's go.
So for anybody that's listening right now, I want you to understand that one of your other rights that you have is that it's 15 USC, and I use this religiously for almost everything, all my clients, just about for any situation until you meet that next roadblock. But however, my favorite, which is 15 USC 1681 EB, and it talks about the accuracy of a report, right?
Right.
So long story short, break it down because that's why we call Prosperity Decoded. We break wealth down. So what that means is if we're talking about the accuracy of a report, it's saying that it is literally the responsibility of the consumer reporting agency, all three big bureaus if you're listening. It's their responsibility, and they're held liable for taking you and your information and reporting it accurately. And the way it states it is maximum possible accuracy. So again, fact check that. 15 USC 1681 EB, it talks about the accuracy of a report, right?
Right.
If your credit report is not accurate, and I mean the spelling of your name, if it's not your current address, if the date that you opened it is not matching and it's under one account, right? I tell people this all the time. If it's under one account and it's got multiple dates, is that accurate? So if it's not accurate, if we use that law to dispute that and you put that in your letter, what do you think that'll do? It may expedite how fast they remove it because they're going to fact check the whole dispute letter, which they do. They're going to fact check it on their FCRA laws. Well, that's funny because, we're using the FCRA law, it should be easier in that dispute process, and so far it has been. I've had a lot of success with my clients, and even for the ones that are newly coming on, I get it. It's a nervous time right now, but the great news is that it's information that's come from such a higher structure that's not made up. It's just higher level learning, right? So those advanced classes, that's all I'm in right now. So
there you go.
It's helping. I hope that one helps.
Yeah, for sure. And you also talked about automating it as well, automating that.
Everything is digital right now.
I didn't know that. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
Congrats on that. What was the decision for that, for you to go ahead and be like, you know what? which is a testament to what you've been doing. But I was like, yeah, I think I can make this a little bit easier as well as, you know.
Yeah, bro. I think it was the amount. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just speak my heart. I think it was the way people received me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after I was just telling you when I first made the investment. I was listening to my friend who was really tapping into his wealth and the financial surplus of income, right? So just a phenomenal month. He's like, I'm doing this, and I was like, all right. And I was just scared. I was like, I'm not in that position. I'm new at this. You know what I mean? It's not lined up. However, I was understanding that at the same time, he was gaining more and more success from spending money on himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's investing in himself. So as I began to keep seeing him do that, I began to adopt those same things. So when I did that, it made it easier for me. And when I came out this program, I literally applied this to myself first and said, if this works for me, I'm going to put this together structured. I'm going to break it down so people who don't understand don't have to worry about trying to understand. Just realize that the 1, 2, 3 step processes, it'll help you. Mm-hmm. And I'm praying that because I joined the military, they see I have structure. They see I got this. They see I care about people. I fought for the country. I'm fighting for my people on this side. Mm-hmm. So in a nutshell, I'm literally here to serve my people. My now new focus was, if I can help me to be in position, right? You got to help you to help people. Right. That was my way of helping people. Let me get my shit together. Now I can help people get their shit together. It may keep the relationship. It may help you to leave the relationship. It may help you to build something that you never thought was imaginable. It may sustain you over the next summer. I don't know what it's going to do, but it may make you feel better than you felt before. Mm-hmm. That's the reason.
There you go. There you go. And like I said, I gave you props when we were downstairs because you talking about how everybody in the midst of the pandemic that you knew that were in our network essentially was like, nah, we got to keep this shit going. Yeah. Got to keep this shit pushing. Got to keep this shit moving. And it was like, if they can do that, you was like, why wouldn't I invest in myself in order to do that? And that way, when they come out on the other end of all the things they accomplished, whether they're doctors or got their masters or marketing or creatives or business owners, whatever, we could all pull together and figure something out to, like you said, help our own and whatnot. And it's a lot of it was trendy at one point, but it remains true, like breaking cycles, breaking the way we think about things or whatever. And you were saying it also downstairs, like everybody in some way is an entrepreneur, is monetizing a skill set they have.
That's it.
At their 9 to 5 and doing stuff outside of work or whatever. And you was like, yeah, I wanted to do my part to contribute to that. And with this, what you got going on is super important because this is a lot of information that we simply just don't know about. Or whatever. Like you say, you have to go to school to know about it and really be passionate about it. So like, yeah, if you can help a lot of people get back on the right track and
I'm here for it.
And get ahead of the game and whatnot, why not do it? So yeah.
And it's really about using, to be honest, like I've seen the most money and success that I've ever made in my life by literally building relationships and being in position. And when you realize that, like that sounds like a whole fancy. What's that? A fancy way of saying nothing? Mm-hmm. Like just work on you until the focus is you, and stop trying to get the focus before you work on you. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes, basically, what that means is I've met people that have been around and been out and had everything, but I met them in the light where now I'm taken as such, right? Versus when I thought I should have met them, like when I was lit. The fuck is that? Mm-hmm. What is I'm lit? Right now, this ain't a lit time. Like this is a literal time where people like you, like me, action takers who are focused on their financial control for the future, yeah, we gonna be good in 10 years. Next 10-year challenge, looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. Right now. Some people, they're not gonna post that shit. You can't, it's gonna hurt. The picture gonna hurt. Your house got repoed, foreclosed, and you don't have anything to protect you as a cushion so that you can just make it into, or leverage, or create, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Angles and options, man. So the thing is, I thank God that right now, like I said, I was telling you, and everybody that graduated, like I say, a lot of my friends graduated in a time where I personally was not thinking about school. So, I mean, I'm not saying that to belittle, because, you just got your master's, and then you got people out here getting masters and doctors in a economic calamity, bro. look at your mindset. You definitely are an entrepreneur, because what that means is you focused on the goal until the mission was completed. Did you not?
Right.
Exactly.
Definitely.
You did, and everybody else who graduated did. So when you think about that, bro, same rules for the same situation. You taking action on your financial control, you're going to succeed, just like you gonna graduate when you study and you take the test and you show up in class. What?
Yeah.
But if you're not focused on that, to go back in the beginning, there ain't no opportunities out here. It's hard right now. It is, and it's true. But you also don't know what you don't know, right? And the thing is, you cannot teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you won't go. Myron Golden said that.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. So, especially, and I want everybody to harp on that and listen to that, because it's gonna get rough out here. I mean, it's rough now. a lot of our friends, we all saying the same thing. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, we technically have already lived through one. You know what I'm saying? We were in
Part
2007, 2008.
You know how we like our sequels, Scream 1, Scream 2.
2007 was a lit year for sure. And then 2008 came and we was like,
yo.
damn, it was bad out here. So we have gone through some shit in our lifetime, but I think we have the leg up of wanting to be proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
And getting ahead and like, hey, I learned this. Why not share it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Help each other out or whatever. We're very, very aware of the things that the generation before us have gone through or have done, and how we pay for those things. All right, how can we be better and do better?
Yep.
And that's always the goal. You push through, mission accomplished, like you said.
Man, look.
What's the mission? See the mission through. So,
and my boy did that.
yeah,
My boy did that.
Trying to do that out here, man.
Nah,
Well,
you
did
did
it, man. Let me repurpose that. I did that and doing it again. So, yeah, man. Anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
Please follow all my social medias. I'm going to just turn everything into free information because I care. And I care about it like it helped me. I believe that because it helped me, the same steps and processes can help you. So if you're rocking with me, and if you're not, still just follow and listen to some factual information. Follow me at all social medias at thedavid.williams. My fully automated credit repair company. It's gonna drop. I'm trying to push it back until this special date that I got in mind. Just because I want to use that date for some motivation, since it was a pretty sad day for me. I want to staple it as a plus. So TBD, stay tuned. But for now, my team is still working with people on their credit because it's already done. God is the greatest. But if you need your credit repaired, if you just want to learn how to do it, or if you even just don't know what the hell you're doing, I got you, and my team has you. I'm going to continue to invest in my knowledge and myself, so I'm going to become greater every single time. And if you with me, you're going to get a taste of that too, man. So I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me.
There you go.
Including you, buddy.
Yeah, oh, cool. Got your back, man. No matter what, man. No matter the time pass, whatever. When I see you, it's like, what's up, bro? What
All
we
love
doing?
for L.
What we doing? For sure.
L.
So make sure y'all lock in with him, man. His socials will be in the show notes in the description for this episode as well, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Man, thank you for having
get you
me,
back
bro.
on when you drop everything.
Yep.
And yeah, man, we're gonna continue to share this knowledge, man.
We're going to stay blessed until then, though.
Facts, big facts, man.
Yep.
Protected and blessed out here. So until next time, we'll holler at y'all later.
Peace.